Okay, so essentially this one is going to be in regards to your circle, your friends, and how they define ceiling.
We're going to get into it, bro.
First one is this. Your friend group determines a lot about your future. Who you decide to be around, hang around, talk to, and spend a lot of time with in your 20s and 30s, that's going to really impact you down the road. It's going to impact your spending. It's going to impact your habits. It's going to impact what you do, what you don't do, what environments you're going to be in, your friends, and the people that you decide, because it's really a decision, right? The people you decide to be around in your 20s and your 30s matter. It impacts your finances. It impacts your life in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Listen, you rarely will outgrow the financial habits of the people that you spend the most time with. The part that nobody told me is that your circle quietly determines and defines your financial ceiling.
It's been.
Okay, so I want to be this is speaking objectives and less subjective. Everything that I say is in regards to how things played out in my life, not necessarily going off of the statement that people that I hung around, the direct impact, my decision and the things that I did. With that being said, I don't want to my dearest friends that I have, the things that we did, looking back at it, probably wasn't the most beneficial, even though it was things that we enjoyed. Until this day I still enjoy. And I'm glad that it was time. Had I the people that I hang around now, if I was them then, maybe I probably went farther, maybe. But that also doesn't mean that I would take back the times that I had, because those are times that mold, that really helped build who I am today. And there were a lot of experience that I had that really changed the trajectory in the way that my life was headed, and I'm highly grateful for all of them. So with that being said, when it comes to this topic, and we're gonna try and be honest, when your friends spend, do you feel pressure to match their energy, and how does that actually show up?
Honestly speaking, I've always been able to disassociate from what my friends do, simply because I knew I would never have the ability to fully do it. For example, I was in high school and our friends were like at the mall, super simple example, and everybody's just buying clothes. I never felt the urge or the pressure to start buying with them, you know what I'm saying? Just because like in all reality, we were raised to like not touch our wallets, gang. So not be like, you know what I'm saying? The whole concept of don't touch anything in the store when you walk in. For like, I think I heard from somewhere that's like a black people thing. You know what I'm saying? And you get reprimanded for even touching things.
It's a black American thing.
Yeah. So like all that goes into it. So me growing up, because I was so heavily influenced by that perspective of finances and spending money, I was more scared of what that voice in the back of my head, like my parents' voice, was telling me than not fitting in. Especially if I didn't have the bread. It's like, I already don't have it anyway, yeah. Or let my parents find out I bought a Gucci belt and I'm bringing it back to the crib. They ask me how much. They ask me,
that better be fake.
Yo, facts. And I tell them the price. It's, bro, you feel me? Or even it's like, oh, I need money to buy something. Oh, for what? Like, what are you trying to buy? Like, then, you know what I'm saying? Not the same thing.
For why? Because of when?
Exactly.
What about it? Because when?
Exactly. So I'm not just imagining this, bro.
Nah.
You feel me? Okay, so boom. But when I got to the point where I was able to kind of be more independent, that's a whole nother perspective that it provided me when it came to looking at friendships and relationships or whatever. So now it's like, I have nothing stopping me from buying a Gucci belt.
Right.
If I wanted to, I got the bread.
Right.
And if it came to a time where all our friends was out buying clothes, now that I'm here, bro, it's not even a matter of pressure. It's like, naturally, bro, I could do it too. Let's do it.
Right.
Now I'm gonna drop some bread, especially if they dropping bread. So even, let's say if I wasn't raised with that mindset of like, don't make purchases, right? Just look away, don't touch items and save money. let's say I was comfortable spending bread. I don't think being out with my friend group specifically would make me feel pressured if they were buying it. It's the fact that it feels natural. Like, I don't feel pressure, especially as grown, like men at a certain age. I think it's a pretty popular ideology to stand firm in the fact that I'm not a follower.
Right.
I don't do things like, I haven't met a guy that openly proudly said, yeah, I follow the crowd. Like, I follow whatever my friends do. Like, nah, we have minds of our own. So if I feel like doing something, I'm gonna do it because I felt like it. You know what I'm saying? So what it turns into, that doesn't take away the influence that a friend group has, in my point of view, how I see it. I think the influence is still just as strong, even though you have your own mind. The danger becomes when it starts to feel comfortable and you're doing things because it's like naturally the friend group is doing it. It's not like they're peer pressuring you. Like, peer pressure doesn't exist anymore. Like, what's peer pressure? That's like high school. That's middle school. Like, we're grown. If you want to do something, you do it because you want to do it. But you choose your environments and your people that you relate to the most. You're more likely and inclined to do what they're doing, whether or not you thought it through.
This is a very true statement. Very, very true statement. I recall, I think the buying stuff, I kind of have that same mindset where it's like, yeah, I ain't got the bread. So the problem becomes, if I do have the bread, then I'll
Right.
if you bring it to my attention, now I'm like, all right, I can go ahead and drop it. But as time progressed, after I left college, there were times where when I spent a lot of not a lot of my money, but I would say a good portion of my money on games. It was a lot on games and like some of those online games, buying those cosmetics and stuff, like $10-15 for a skin type thing. Granted, I will say that I played those games for years, so it wasn't like some random game that I picked up, bought a cosmetic, and then I only did for like 2 days and then that.
Right.
But I did spend a lot on games, and a whole lot. And I wouldn't say it was peer pressure, but that was just the environment, the culture that I was in college, and enjoy a lot of those things. I mean, you had to drop a couple bit. It wasn't like buying clothes or just buying a whole bunch of shoes that I wasn't aware, like not but once. But at the same time, as I look back, I could have possibly used the money for else, like, I don't know, food. Because I definitely didn't have too much money and stuff. And there were some days where we were like scrummaging and having to whip up some struggle food and stuff. But
the Haitian spaghetti.
Hey, look, man. The Haitian spaghetti is a cuisine. It's a cuisine.
I'm like, bro, what are they talking about? That's a crazy pull. My fault, bro.
You saw that video?
Yes, bro. I watched it during my valet shift.
Yo,
I'm like, nah, they're bugging. They're bugging.
I was sick, bro. Like, you calling my food struggle food, bro? This is legit meals right here, yo. You could turn this into a beautiful, decorative type of thing.
That's
Talking
what I'm
about
saying.
some struggle food. Y'all
Like,
tripping.
They respect them, bro.
Yo,
Like,
to the max, man. To the max, man. I don't know what it is with people, man. This is why we're separate from the black America, yo.
Facts.
Stuff like that. Simple stuff like that. They bugging right now.
Bro, no cap. That's what make me be like, oh, yeah, we are different, bro. I wasn't tripping.
I
I wasn't tripping, bro.
They operate on completely different levels. That is just like, yeah, y'all can stick with what y'all got going on.
Keep that over there. Overly.
Shoot, but yeah, so that was kind of the situation when I was in college. Once I graduated college, I started to ease up a bit. Well, no, I can't say that, because graduated from college, of course, I got my first job, and then I was saving up for the wedding and stuff. But I was still, buying games every now and then, just for entertainment, because that's, what I do. I think the situation that I've run into as of recently is not so much the peer pressure to match their energy. It's kind of the self-consciousness and discomfort that I can't match the energy with the circle that I'm in right now. So like me, I mean, I don't say this all the time, but like the people that I associate with a lot right now, they doing well off. Like they're doing well. They're doing well for themselves. And then I'm the one that's struggling and whatnot. So every time, you know, they be trying to go to brunch all the time, and I'm like, yeah, guys, I don't know if I can spend another $70 this week. I don't know if I could do it. Or like, you know, they out here planning trips, and I'm like, guys, I'm still trying to take care of debt right now. Like I wish we could, but we can't. And that self-consciousness comes up because it's like, dang, the decisions that I made when I was in college, you know, it didn't get me, it wasn't responsible to where I am now, but I will say that it was a hindrance. But at the same time, during that time period, it was kind of needed for me to be distracted with that, because I could have been in worse situations. So I feel like in a sense, a lot of the stuff played out the way that it needed to, but there was definitely a lot of self-consciousness every time when, you know, my group now, they were trying to do something, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I could come to this thing or that thing. You know, I ain't got the money right now, so I'm always like the Debbie Downer, the one that can't attend to the stuff that everybody's trying to do. But thankfully, they don't, you know, they understand the situation, so it makes it a lot easier. And you really have to really get out of that self-consciousness and understand that, you know, if the idea is that you want to be at that point where you're living like them, then you have to make those heavy sacrifices. You gotta work hard at, you know, excelling and getting new opportunities and this, that, and the third, and get yourself in a better situation. But that always comes to where you are mentally and how you're going to progress in life and your decisions in order to get to that point, because it's not going to happen overnight. In order for it to happen, I guess sooner rather than later, you have to make heavy sacrifices ASAP, to the point where, like, I'm out here, you know, doing videos every single day after work and still trying to be a parent and stuff like that. People ask me, you know, am I keeping up with the playoffs? I'm like, I don't have time for that,
bro.
I got so much stuff I got to do. I don't have time to keep up with that.
Bro, I feel like I'm letting people down when I say that, bro. Like, you been watching?
Yeah. No, like, nah, man.
Nah,
yeah.
bro.
What we gonna talk about now, man?
Facts, bro.
What you doing?
It's like, damn, bro, if I had time, if I had the means, if it was already something I was used to, for sure. Man. But yeah, I feel you though.
Yeah, because even like with video game, I was talking, bro. I was in tears, man. Vince was here the other day, and it was while I was still at work. He was working on the car, and he had finished and stuff. The PS5 that's right behind me, mind you, was sitting right there. I sit at this desk every day, and that thing is sitting right there along with the Switch. Haven't touched that thing. And he's like, yo, Vander, when you gonna get back on the PS5? I was like, let me just go ahead and, you know, dust it off. I wiped, bro. There was little dust that came off. I'm like, yo,
it's really
this
been
is
that
crazy.
long. You can't make this up, bro.
Crazy. Cannot make this up, man. Once you have your mind focused and, like, you have goals that you're trying to meet. And you know what's crazy? I hate the fact that this, bro. This goes back to what we was just saying, how, like, the last generation, they'll tell you, yo, this is gonna happen if you
bro, this whole thing is a bro, you see what I'm saying?
It's all a circle, man. Nothing's
That's a clean transition, bro.
Oh my gosh, literally, bro. My first job, one of my homeboys from the job, I was in my 20s. He was in his 30s at that time. He was married, had 2 kids. He was a gamer as well, and he was telling me, like, yeah, man, because of work and because of the kids, I barely have time to touch the game. I'm like, nah, man, never me.
Never me, bro.
Never that. That couldn't be me, yo.
You feel me, bro? Yo.
Hey,
lo and behold,
look at me. PS5 is collecting dust, bro. PS5, bro. This crap just came out not that long ago. Games are still coming out for this thing. Games that were before I couldn't even purchase day one. I had to wait. I could buy these things day one on release.
And we're not doing it.
And I'm not, because I ain't got the time. Oh my goodness, man.
Bro, it's really an infinity sign the way like topics connecting. Cause even that part, bro, cause you said it could never be me.
Bro,
that statement is what coined my second catchphrase. You're not bigger than the program, bro. Cause somebody was like, nah, it can never be me. Matter of fact, bro, it was Amanda. I was talking to her. Bro, I'm gonna start name dropping, bro. Not me name dropping. Cause you know, this was at a finance restaurant outing. The finance team, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. She's on the finance team?
Her dad. Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my brothers were there, her sister, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else, but it was just me, Amanda and her sibling, and then Johnson were the only youth that were brought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having a conversation with her about something that was kind of I wouldn't necessarily call it a taboo perspective on somebody's life.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about homelessness.
Okay.
And then it was like, bro, how do people get to that point? It could never be me.
Oh.
I got to a point in my life kind of last year, for the past 2 years, where it's like, I'm slowing down on saying that because, bro, literally, I don't know what it was. I probably had to do some deep diving to figure out why I made that switch, but something made me go, you can't, like, never say never. Like, don't speak anything.
And never say never.
Like, especially when you don't have control over it. And
because it'll
bro, it can humble you
with the quickness.
Yo,
I used to, and what's funny is I used to tell Casey back when we was in high school, she would always say like, oh, well, this is never gonna happen, or that's never gonna happen. And I'm like, all right, walk on Joyce, you gonna find out real quick, because that situation, like, what happened? She was like, oh, I could never work at McDonald's. And I'm like, okay, boom, she ended up working at McDonald's.
Oh, you see what I mean, bro?
Like,
it's undefeated.
It's undefeated. You better keep your mouth shut, back, cause
bro, for your own good. Facts.
Cause gonna be like a word?
Nah, Wapunjos, bro. That's George. That's what Haitians call it. George, bro.
George like, I bet.
No cap. Cause that goes into like whatever you speaking to existence is gonna happen, and then on top of that, you're not bigger than the program.
You are not bigger than the program.
If you were born in that person's shoes, in that same predicament, however they was raised, at a certain point, you might have a difference in personality that leads you elsewhere, but that's the difference. If you were him and you had all those personalities, bro, you can't sit here and be like, you could never be me. You don't know what they went through.
I have no clue.
At all. So until you create your program, you're not bigger than the program.
It's crazy stuff. Not bigger than program. That's a freaking bar right there, man.
Bro, word. That's
a bar. It's crazy, bro. It's just tough, man, and it's really important. Like what I was saying before in regards to response, it's really important to have a positive response on everything, especially if it could possibly be negative. Because a situation like with the way how I felt self-conscious about, being the I guess the underdog of my friend group. So most people that are wealthy will say that's a great spot to be in, because that means there's a lot for you to learn, which is true. You just gotta, if you're like me, you really gotta put that self-consciousness behind you, and you gotta get rid of it and just focus on the whole moving forward thing, because that self-consciousness will put you behind. And it put me in some definitely tight like mental spaces for a bit, but
were you able to ever like combat that, work around it, disable it?
I think more so disabling and understanding where the goal is, and understanding that that may not be where I'm at right now, but that's the plan, that's where I'm going, and this is God willing, of course, because I ain't gonna say never.
Oh yeah, facts.
But you know, God willing that I can get to that point, not just for me but for my family. And if there are stuff that comes up and I can't do it, I just can't do it. That's it at this. So yeah, it's definitely like a disabling in my head where I kind of just like, well, it is what it is, and just move forward from there, because it can eat at somebody real easily. And like, especially the way that I grew up and always feeling like, you know, I was always doing something wrong, I could never do anything right. That was always just a constant reminder of my decisions led me here and stuff. And then that leads to the depression, that leads to, you know, always being in your head and always beating yourself up type situation. These are all attributes, these are all mindsets that Satan wants you to have so that he can have control over you. The important thing is to just still be amongst those individuals, but at the same time be vocal about how you're feeling. And if they are true friends, they'll understand, and you know, they'll be willing to work with you and stuff like that. But
for sure,
other people that are not your true friends, especially not your true godly friends, they're not gonna care. They're gonna still try, you know, convince you to do anything. Like the one thing that I don't get, maybe it's a female thing, I don't know, but the situation where it's like, oh, there's this one friend, it's her birthday, and for some reason she does like a whole birthday month. And like she wants her friends to tag along to everything that she's trying to do, but when that one friend be like, yeah, nah, I can't come to this event because we done went to 5 this past week, and now the birthday girl is like, oh, she fake, she don't want to come out to my stuff, this, and it's like,
yo,
what?
See, bro, I had to hear it from another perspective, bro. We don't we don't speak to the same people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm hearing the same situations being spit back to me right now, because I know exact, bro.
It's a crazy mindset, and it is still hard to like really wrap my head around the fact that somebody would really say that. You want me to be in financial debt
to prove my loyalty to you? Brother,
crazy,
brother. So I'm not tripping. So they don't grow out of it, because I would assume these are older women, millennial women.
These are women that are older than me as well.
I wasn't expecting you to say that, bro. But like, bro, maybe my whole like belief or outlook on age is skewed. It's age to maturity, skewed. Whatever it is, bro.
Nah, bro.
Because I'm thinking it's a high school thing, but then again, girls my age talk about it happening, and now I'm hearing it. Bro.
Nah, bro, it's not an age thing. It still tracks. It's that level of not self-awareness, but reflecting on, evaluating the situation, and like truly evaluating and trying to seek the best outcome, not just for yourself but for other people. And once people start doing that, I feel like a lot of people will find that a lot of things that they did before, they would stop. Which, I mean, it's the same thing like I did. I mean, it just goes back to the whole like buying of the video games and stuff. That stopped because I came to a realization as the more stuff I had to do, the more that I was trying to increase in my life, the hobbies had to decrease just a smidge. Which got to a point where I was noticing that there were games that were coming out when I didn't have the money. There were games that were coming out. I bought them day one, spent $50 when they were $50, $60 for them, and then didn't even get to play them because it was on the backlog. I have a backlog of games that I still to this day haven't played, haven't completed and stuff. And I came to a realization, this is unsustainable. I cannot continue to keep doing this because I'm spending money on something that I'm not even seeing. Mind you, I paid for this years ago. That money could have went towards something else. So it's a matter of that quick evaluation of, is this really going to benefit me right now, or can I do something? To the point where now, what I do is, if I do buy a game for like the very little downtime that I have, if I do buy a game, I make sure it's something that I can beat, and I don't buy a game until I beat it. Because before, I was just buying it. The second that a game dropped, I was buying it. Even if I was in the middle of another game, I would buy the next game as soon as it dropped, type thing. I can't. It's unsustainable at this point. So when people start realizing, like the whole with the friend and the birthday situation, if you realize like maybe I don't need a whole month for my birthday because my birthday is really just a day, and save all this money that I've been spending on maybe something else, then maybe I can do something that all my friends can actually be there for. But people just get so caught up in themselves and just wanting to keep up with the Joneses and like post stuff online and show out and all that stuff. And like people do things for the I guess the excitement and the adventure, but that's temporary, and we're not thinking ahead. Like with this whole video, they're not thinking about the thousands of dollars that they spent right now, which could have been tens of thousands of dollars if they used that money on something else, like investing in stock or starting up a whole nother business or something.
For sure, bro. Yeah, because they don't have a goal at that. I feel like people that do that,
they ain't got no goals.
You don't have a goal, so if you don't have a goal, you don't have anything to look forward to. The future, there's no reason. So what you're worried about is your current present state, emotional state, physical state, whatever. So then you indulge in the things that are current and don't last. It won't meet you back in the future. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, go ahead. You go ahead. I keep going, bro.
How you doing?
Go ahead.
So I'm just thinking, and like this is the genuine question. I mean, granted, everybody that's in your age, some of them are still working, still starting up at work, or they've been in the work field for a bit. And recall, I've been in my relationship for years since I was in high school. I had decided that in my head that I was going to marry Casey since I started college. That was always my mind frame. So my mindset was already that I had somebody that I need to pay for wedding for, and on top of that, be able to fend for, because at that point I was like helping her with a lot of bills, not a lot of bills, but like some bills and stuff like that. Well, when I was working. So I'm wondering, considering that when I graduated, started working my job, I was saving up for the wedding. For those that aren't married, that are single, what goals do they have to put their time, their money, and effort towards?
You asking me?
Yeah.
I just had to make sure. Because rhetorical questions, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't want to take away from that. But it could be a lot of different things. One common thing I've seen with single people is a career goal. Like most people who don't seek out relationship, like romantic relationship, tend to be the ones that are very, very invested in whatever passion / career they're pursuing.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring this in, bro, because this is recent times, bro. I just watched the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, word, yeah.
Yeah. Fire, by the way, bro.
Oh, nice.
Side note, it's
Bella
tough.
told me that. Bella saw it too, and she told me it was nice. She don't know nothing about Michael
Right,
Jackson, so I could really take her input.
Right.
If you said it, I bet.
Bro, trust. And then people who really knew about Mike, I feel like they're the most impressed, obviously, because they were there to see it, but they're the hardest to impress.
Right.
That's why it makes it a good one.
Interesting.
So I bring it up to say this. Michael, since his movie came up, is currently very professional person in said career that everyone's looking at and studying currently, because now it's at the forefront his impact on people who consumed his the fruits of his career. Okay. And so we're seeing on the big screen people faint, people bro crying, like
in
passing
tears,
out,
yo.
bruh. Like, and then you see it like the evolution of how that was when he was a kid to when he grew, and then when he became a solo artist, this, that, and the third. It's evident to us that he has aura, as Gen Z likes to say, bro. Yes, that's peak aura. You know what I'm saying,
Peak, bro?
Like, and essentially all that means is like he's very impactful and influential, and he doesn't have to do or say much anymore because it's that felt in his presence because of what he achieved, right?
Ridiculous, man. What was that one
Bro.
Super Bowl when he was just
Standing there. They paid bro to stand there, bro.
I'm like, yo, what's going on?
This man, shades, bro, action figure pose, bro.
Yo.
And then what he do? He takes his shades off, right? Or he turns around first. Whatever he does, they start going crazy some more, bro.
Dead. I'm like, this can't be real.
Bruh, like unreal. I just have memories of my dad. Like, we was watching that video somehow, somewhere. This man's just dying at how funny it was that this man is standing there and everybody's going crazy. But mind you, keep in mind, we're different. We're different. But we're not bigger than a program. That's 1 million people who are very sane. I guarantee you, not every last person over there that was going crazy for this man is not right in the head.
Right.
These are people with careers, leaders, mothers, bruh, any ordinary person, and they going crazy, right? So there's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
And it got to be real too. It was real. They making movies about it. This is not a show for real. Like, his impact was that crazy. So here's the thing. When it comes to your question about what a single person's goal was, I just watched an interview recently considering the fact that I searched up one Michael Jackson question and my timeline's flooded with videos, bro. Like, every day is some
Gore, man. Al
yeah,
Gore, be on it.
exactly. So I'm gonna see something that's interesting. I want to know. I tap on it. So one of them was an interview with Michael, and he was talking about relationships, or somebody was talking about him in relationships. It was probably one of his exes. I forgot the lady's name, and she described Michael as, in the early stages, she was dating him when he was like still, like, his skin was still black.
Yeah.
So he was younger. And she described it as she described him as so goal oriented that it led them apart, because she was more worried about having a family and settling down and stuff like that.
He wasn't about that.
He was worried about becoming a star. Like, he says it in the movie. They say it in the movie. There's interviews before this movie of people saying that exact same phrase of him.
Yeah.
His main concern being, I want to be the biggest. Like, bro. And it makes sense, because nobody that would be the biggest can get there without believing or saying it that much at this point. Because there's people that say things so much, speak it into existence, you become that of what you say. And if he was saying it that much, it's true and it's proven, because there's different interviews of people saying that same thing. Yep. So that told me his goal was his career, and he overly exceeded in that career. Like, he didn't, and it's proven too, because he didn't really have stable long-term relationships or marriage for that entirety of his peak in music. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like, for single people, that's what I literally learned that today, bro, watching the video. Literally, because it answers this exact question. That there's, even in the Jackson family, there's other people that didn't, other siblings that didn't pursue their solo careers.
Yep.
And all their reasons were the same. Tito, I mean, I had kids. Tito, why didn't you start your solo career earlier? Like, I was a father. Or the oldest one, Maggie, something like that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go with a solo career? Man, I was a mother already. You know what I'm saying? There's other siblings that have different levels, but you know what I'm saying? Their goals were different from a career. And as an audience that sees Michael and compares his family to him, all we see is, the success of his career. But, like, they're family people to that definition. Michael is a superstar. They had different goals. That doesn't make them less capable or decent humans. Just because they achieved less in a career than their sibling. So it's literally, the goals are different but they're there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I never know. That's a realm outside of me. It's always been like, for me, ever since like getting into high school, it's always been do the most that I can for my wife. And then once we got married and we had Marley and stuff, it's like, all right, now I gotta do what I can for the family. I was never like, everything that I do was just a means to an end. It wasn't necessarily like a specific goal, like a specific long time goal. And it's weird because like that concept doesn't stick with me. Like, everything is just temporary, everything just has a purpose, but it's not, for me, there's not much that's just like, yeah, I strive to do this, or I strive to be this. I strive to do what I can so that I can do this and do that for XYZ person. So it's interesting. It's interesting that you mentioned that.
I feel like most people think the way you do them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what make, because even if the outcome you desire is having a family, right? That would be your driver or your motivator. But I think most people, like, they don't think about what they desire as the main driver to work towards. You know what I'm saying? It's more like the desire to take care of other people that drives whatever you actually do. And it could kind of blur the lines, because there's instances where if you do exactly what your passion is and you put that effort towards that's gonna be most likely the very thing that takes care of your family, or if it's in God's plan, meaning like that's what God put in you to water and to grow. And it looks different for everyone. It can take a long time. It can take fresh out of high school to become to kind of mold into that purpose. But it's best to lean into your own purpose rather than leading into the purpose of other companies just because they're giving you your quick stability fix for the moment. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Whatever God put in you, if it was used, if it was supposed to be used for, or if it's best when in this company or in said company, like, all right, then you're going to be reaping all the benefits. It's not going to be hard for you. Like, it's not going to be a dreadful, and you're going to be able to withstand your lifestyle. I truly believe that. But if it's like you're just aimlessly kind of choosing a company because it's not my passion, and I can tell because God didn't put it in me, but I just need it to make some bread. Okay, sure. For how long are you going to be able to sustain? How long are you going to be able to sustain yourself and your family not doing what God put in you to do? And it's like, you guys, that part subjectively you have to know for yourself, but perspective, bro.
In the black culture specifically, there's this thing where you don't talk about money with people close to you. How does that silence affect your decision? Well, I guess it's going to be a little tough for us because we're not black American. But do you talk with your friends, amongst your friends, about money?
About when? Okay, can I ask for a specific direction with this question?
Yeah.
As far as like how we're doing like financially ourselves, whether it's good or bad, or as far as making money and finding like financial literacy, like what?
I would say probably the whole nine. Probably the whole nine. Because there's some financial literacy, but then there's other situations where it's like, you know, wanting to know specific numbers, or like even like when it comes to understanding job roles, how much you get paid, and sometimes they may ask that. But I guess the whole financial aspect of it as well. It could be like financial literacy, because now I think about it, I don't think they really talk about money like that. Maybe it depends on the generation.
In my friend group, when we speak about money, we don't come from the angle of like, well, sometimes it comes up where it's like, okay, where everyone's at, how we're doing. You know what I'm saying? How much everybody's making, how far they are in their career, right? But those are casual convos. Most of the time we talk about like how we're going to use money to our advantage, what we're going to do, how money affects the world, how wealthy people move versus how broke people move, mindsets. All those conversations are very prevalent in my friend group. Now if it's a culture question, as far as differences, I can't recall having much money conversations with my American or non-Haitian friends from school. Even when it came down to business, like the times I did business was with my cousin. But that's not even to say that they're not business minded. But personally, I just don't recall conversations surrounding money specifically with my non-Haitian friends.
Is that you think they're open to these type of conversations? Like if you let's say you bring up stocks. Actually, I guess the question is, how does that conversation even come, or are they are they willing to have conversations? Because there was a point where I wasn't involved in stocks until my brother-in-law had brought it up when it came to my friend group, and they were talking about some stock plans and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I have some stocks. Then I became more invested, wanted to get a little more information on their portfolios and what they do. So is that similar to, would your friend group will be open to kind of that mindset, even other things outside of stock, like just saving money, CDs and all that?
Like you're saying, if they have the knowledge of it, or are they open to receiving the knowledge of?
I guess both, because if you guys haven't really had that conversation, you kind of don't know where they stand as far as that topic goes.
Say if they had the knowledge of it, most of the time, if you're in my friend groups, if you're willing enough to want to learn or know about it, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna gatekeep the info. I'm saying they'll put you on game for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times where they're probably too busy, they're not entertaining it, or they're more involved with other things than trying to teach you something. So it's like hard to get some information. That reality tends to happen sometimes, right? Because it's a thing. But if they had the knowledge, yeah, they've always been open to talk about it. And if it's the other way around, and I'm trying to. Okay, now it's starting to make me think of the whole, like, you can't make a horse drink water. You can lead it to the river, but you can't force it to drink, right?
Yeah.
That does involve conversating about whatever it is, specifically money. If you're trying to teach someone how to make bread, it's up to them if they want to take that advice. If you're in the position, they might be open to talk. Here, most of the time, they're open to the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But like, whether or not they're gonna apply it or they're gonna keep coming to you, yeah, that's a different question. So,
okay,
yeah. I don't know.
Last question on this one: is it hard to grow financially while maintaining friendships with the people you have completely different money habits with?
Yo, that's a great question. Proximity wise, yes, if I'm in that environment very closely and for most of the hours of my week, it's definitely going to be hard for me to grow financially. But it depends on how you define your friend group. Like if you define a friend group as the people you will hang out with every day, like they're your direct points of contact. You know what I'm saying? If you guys miss a week, they just strangers at that point. Whatever they do, high influence. So in that perspective, for sure. Now if it's like we're low maintenance, which I think most guy friend groups are, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What my friend group does is not gonna affect my financial growth or as much, because I'm in my own world most of the week, working, doing whatever my goal is, like working towards that goal. And I literally see my friend group once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they are still people I consider my friend group, no less than if I were to have a group I spoke to every day, or no less than other people who have friend groups that they speak to every day. Like, nah, the connection is not any more shallow. Respect isn't any more shallow just because I don't see them all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So friend by definition is different to me. So specifically to answer that question, for me, it doesn't affect me, but lightly, because I can see when it does. Like when I decide to spend, most of the time, literally on paper, the chances of me spending and the amount of money increases when I'm with my friends versus when I'm by myself.
Sheesh.
That's that influence right there. So if I can notice that and be aware and just don't let it get too overindulgent. Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool once in a blue moon, like I said, which is funny because that makes every time I'm with them 100% that I will be spending bread, because I see them once in a blue moon and I'm spending bread once in a blue moon,
time.
which is better than seeing them every week spending bread
every week.
So if that's what it is, I gotta respect reality for what it is, which is what I do, and be like, all right, this friend group specifically, we tend to spend bread. It's not a bad thing. It's our passion. It's not malicious. But if I know every time I'm going to see them, we're gonna drop some bread for some clothes or whatever, then I'm gonna limit that link for me personally up until for the moments I know that I have it to do that, and it's not financially degrading on me and my life and my goal to, you know what I'm saying, do it for that one time. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So me, it's like a yes, and it's a yes, but I notice it, so I control it.